Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome again to the SCD podcast with your boy LV. New shows on the way, and of course, the other fellas, Trill and Marv, will be on shortly. What's going on, people? Man, we had a good. What's up?
What's good with you?
Man, hey, you ready for this divisional round, right?
Playoffs.
Yeah. Yep. We have some disappointments. We have some shocking victories, man. We got a lot to talk about tonight as far as that goes. But shoot, man. I know here now in Nashville, man, we've been off for the past week because of the weather.
Right.
Got a lot of time to sit at home, watch a lot of sports, a lot of catching up on things. Just seeing what everybody's talking about as far as coaching moves and who's gonna go where, as teams are preparing for the draft and spring. So we have a lot to get into.
There's been a lot of changes, man. Coaches leaving like thieves in the night, not talking to players, just dipping. Yeah.
Real quick, let's speak on that while other guys are coming in. How do you feel about that? So I don't know if anybody saw, but Washington's head coach, well, they know that part. Most people who watch sports know that Washington head coach left to go to Alabama, right?
Right.
So, these college coaches, they go recruit these players. Hey, I want you to come play for us. Hey, so you're selling yourself to these families, and then first opportunity you get, you dip. Back then, now with the transfer portal, kids leaving left to right. So it's not really as big as deal because kids can transfer and not really get penalized like that. But back in the day, a kid transfer, you had to wait out, a season or two?
Right, yeah.
So how you feel about that, the way it's going now as it used to be?
Well, as far as the transfer portal goes, man, I think that, like you said, I think that players should be able to sit for at least maybe 2 years, man. Right now it is a circus. We're also brand new to it also. But I feel like we're going to give out these NIL deals and all this money. Let's get some contracts in there saying that, hey, you have to stay put for a certain amount of time. And then let's treat the NIL deal like contracts, man, where these players have to stay because it's getting crazy now. I mean, if at the rate that this is going, man, it's going to be no such thing as college tradition. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people just going around. We even got 5th and 6th year seniors. Dylan Gabriel from Oklahoma, he's like a 5th year senior, getting another shot at Oregon. So I just think that they just need to kind of reconstruct it a little bit, man, to where like these guys are not just freelancing and just going to the highest bidder. That's a little spooky. That's definitely a little spooky.
Yeah, it does. The NIL does play a big part of it. But as you see, those Washington guys were not really upset, but they were like taken aback. Like, hey man, you promised you'd be our coach, and as soon as you get a bigger deal or something comes across, you out of there.
Right.
So they didn't like it.
And that's tough too, man, because with the whole recruiting process, you have the coaches that go out here, come to your home, meet your parents, sell you to the program, and then when they get a better deal, they up and leave. And I mean, maybe we are looking at it as putting a little bit too much emotion to it, because at the end of the day, it's still a business for the head coach also. And I mean, if you get a better offer somewhere, I mean, are you not going to take it, or are you going to stay here because you promised your son in the summertime that you're going to play for a national championship? So I mean, it's a sticky situation. It's really more of a business type situation. But I just feel like at least speak to the players, man. Don't leave like some coward in the middle of the night, and not at least
for real, because those players look forward to playing for you.
Right.
You come and talk to these parents. Hey, I want your kid to come there. What up, Mel?
What up, man?
You want your kids coming to school, and then you up and leave. And you don't even tell anybody about it. You don't have a meeting with the team.
Right.
In his instance, most players and coaches probably do, but the way he did it, I'm out.
Like, yeah, he was gone.
Get your heart broken in the national championship. And I think they still had a good team coming back, honestly. But hey, it's Bama though. You go on to Bama where
it is Bama. Yeah, it is Bama. And honestly, to be honest, I mean, Penix is leaving, but it's going to be tough to do what he want to do in the SEC. because a lot of those Bama recruits are up and gone, man. A lot of them are leaving.
All right, that was real quick. So we're gonna jump over to the coaching carousel that was going on in the NFL. We had a couple of coaches get fired, a couple of hires. One of the biggest news that hey, for better or worse, your team's always the first one to come up in conversation. So one of the things we talked about yesterday was McCarthy staying there. I spelled his name wrong. Excuse me. Staying there for now. What do you think? What do you guys think about that as far as him staying another year? Does it make sense? Do you see anybody else you would take other than him? Like, what are your thoughts about that?
I'm gonna let Trill go first on this
one. I mean, it kind of makes sense, and a lot of people don't want to hear that. The reason why I'm saying it makes sense because you got to look at it from Jerry's standpoint. I mean, this dude damn near 85 years old. Like, what's the point of you? You bring in a new head coach, you technically are starting over, and I don't think Jerry has that time frame to be one to start over. So I'm not surprised by the move. He still has a year on his contract, so I'm pretty sure Jerry just wants to see how this next year goes. It's crazy because I honestly wanted Belichick name to kind of circle around. I also was looking at Mike Tomlin as well, to possibly replace McCarthy. But I'm not surprised by this move at all. It just makes sense from as far as like Jerry Jones' standpoint, and he goes to show like again, he's not thinking about the future of the franchise. He's thinking about himself and possibly trying to obtain another Super Bowl before he goes out. So at the end of the day, McCarthy was 12-5 3 seasons in a row. I mean, it's hard to win games in the NFL as is, and you have a head coach in your lap. You know what I'm saying? That can give you 12, 13 wins, in the season. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it made sense. So,
yeah, it was tough to lose like that, man. And since McCarthy has been a Cowboy, he hasn't been able to beat the Packers. So that's kind of tough. But like Trill said, I see the bigger window. What other coach out there really would you bring in? And also, McCarthy wasn't the guy throwing the interceptions. He also wasn't the guy playing on defense, giving up all those yards. So, I mean, I think McCarthy, the head coaching, is the least of our worries. We need to work on some defense, and we need to get Dak head right to play in these big games. So I'm okay with it because I don't feel like McCarthy was really the problem. I mean, we didn't even have enough time to make a bad decision. We started off bad. So I don't think McCarthy's the problem, man. We need to fix some things internally, get a new defensive coordinator. I'd rather go with that first. Let's get this defense right, man, because that was just embarrassing.
Yeah, definitely the defense. Because I mean, if you look at it, I mean, McCarthy had Dak, damn near MVP this season. You know what I'm saying? Led the league in touchdown passes. Offense was top categories and pretty much all offensive stats. So I mean, that's all due to McCarthy. I mean, McCarthy was calling them plays. Like you said, I mean, kind of struggled at the beginning, but towards the end of the year, he figured it out. So I think you got to ride that another year.
And you guys really hit it on the head when you said this guy's won 12 games, 3 years in a row.
Right.
Take it for a franchise who doesn't get those. Like, that's tough to come by. So it's kind of hard to fire a coach who gets you those regular season results. Now to get on the playoff hump is different. You know what I'm saying?
Playoff hump is different.
Teams usually make adjustments before they fire a coach who's gotten 12 wins in a row.
Right.
12 wins 3 seasons in a row. It's kind of tough.
Yeah.
It's like it's like you said, if not him, then who? Right now.
Yeah. And
y'all not rebuilding.
No, yeah. And I think, I just think McCarthy is the least of the worries, man. Like, we got to work on that defense, and we got to get Dak right. I mean, McCarthy, the plays were there. The throws just weren't made. So I think that's the least of our problems, is trying to figure out who needs to be the head coach right now. So I'm okay with Jerry with that.
I will say this, too, about McCarthy before we move on. One knock I will say against him, the team Cowboys, they didn't look prepared, and that falls on your head coach at the end of the day. So that's why I'm like, if they would have moved on from McCarthy, I would have understood it as well. But yeah, we didn't look prepared at all, and it showed on that field.
Yeah, with McCarthy coming back, the one thing that I would like to see from him is less penalties, less team penalties, because that killed us a lot of games, man. That first drive, we stopped Jordan Love. A penalty got him back going again. So that's something I'd like to see from the Cowboys next year under him, is being a little bit more disciplined with those penalties.
All right, we go to a couple of one key hire, which is, I don't know if it was shocking because he was an actual Patriot at one point in time. Jerry Mayo is the head coach of the Patriots. For me, it's like, I think that team and that organization needed a breath of fresh air. You need to come out this quote unquote Patriot way, because it wasn't working anymore. Because you weren't bringing in the guys that you really wanted to bring in. You can get away with that 10 years ago. You got Tom Brady. Hey, plug this guy here. Get a Wes Welker. Get some of those hard working guys. Yeah, get those guys in there. But you can't do that anymore. You can't get away with that with a Mac Jones. So I think it was best for both sides to part ways, because you can't keep that mentality there. They look bad. They look like an awful product. You didn't look like a team who dominated most of the 2000s, but you are missing number 12. But I like the Jared Mayo hiring. I mean, it shocked me. I don't know. I'm not an insider with the Patriots, but I didn't see that happen. But I'm happy for him. I mean, his brother. His brother's a coach in New England, so
yeah. Jared Mayo, of course, I think you already said it, but he did play under Belichick also. Mayo was a good linebacker also in college. He was pretty decent. I was shocked that they went this direction. I didn't even know he was on the coaching staff. And also him being an African-American African-American guy. He's black. No, but I just didn't see Patriots. I don't know. I didn't really see the Patriots going with a black head coach, so that shocked me also. But it's interesting. That's a tough division. You got the Bills, you got the Dolphins, you got the Texans, and I don't think he has much to work with. He's going to probably have to get him another quarterback, but we'll see. I hope he does good. I hope he can do some D'Amico Ryans type stuff.
I mean, with this hire, I mean, it fits the mold of today's NFL coaches, and you got to have them those coaches that it's easier for them to connect to the players, and I think he's one of those type of coaches. So I mean, the hire made sense. I mean, I could definitely see him. It's going to be a struggle early on, but I think once he establishes a culture and what he wants to do, I think they'll be fine. So,
all right. Well, speaking of Belichick, where should he go? What's the best fit for him? Like, in our eyes, what team could use a Belichick? Because he's older. By him being an older guy, well, he's 70 plus, I think.
Right.
He's not going to go to a completely team needs to rebuild from the bottom up.
Honestly, I would like to see Belichick become a consultant and not a head coach. I just bow out gracefully. Just go out. Do you have time to rebuild? 70 plus? Do you want to rebuild? I mean, do you feel like you can go on a Pete Carroll run? Pete Carroll was pretty old when he got the Seahawks going, but 70, man, I would take a consulting job somewhere. Y'all need some help. I don't want to do too much. I mean, you asking for a lot, but for some reason, I keep on seeing the Atlanta Falcons pop up. Him and Belichick and the Falcons. I don't know why, but it's going to be interesting to see where he go.
I think, I hate to say this, but I mean, you got to look at it like this. I mean, the dude's 71, 72 years old, and I'm sure he wants to win. I'm sure he doesn't want to rebuild. I think the team he should want to go to is the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, with me being a Cowboy fan, obviously I would hate for that to happen. But I think that's where he should go if he wants to, try to win out and, before he, wraps it up or brings it into his career. So,
yeah. I mean, for me, I know this guy's not leaving, but I could see him possibly taking the Cleveland Browns job if it was available. I think they have the right pieces and the right quarterback. I think him and Deshaun Watson would be good together. I just think that team, the way they went out of the playoffs, wasn't necessarily coaching, but I think he can add pieces here and there to get them over that hump. Because I think the Browns and where they play is going to be here for a couple of years, just being in the mix. But you got to have that right coach.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get down to it, man. Let's talk about the wild card, man. for me, it was a lot of up and down games. The first one we're gonna talk about, man, Houston beat up on Cleveland, man. Wow. I think I picked Cleveland to win that game.
I did too.
Hey man, they got a quarterback out there. The quarterback and coach, they got them something, man. CJ Stroud was one of the guys. I think we constantly talk about saying that between him and Bryce, I think we both was like, all right, well, I know for me, I said Bryce. I like his intangible, like the way he played in college, just the way he works. But shoot, I don't know if it's the coach's system or what, but he's looking great. I didn't see that happen the way it did.
Yeah. That offensive coordinator from the Texans definitely need a look in that for head coaching. But that game kind of shocked me, man. Kind of, but not really. Joe Flacco got back to his ways, throwing his interceptions. The fairy tale came to an end. And I think we saw a lot out of CJ. First time being in the playoffs, just how poised he was. Nothing really shakes him. Nothing rattles him. He was just making great throws. I believe he had a pretty high quarterback rating. He played amazing. So that's big for Houston Texans, big for DeMeco Ryans. And, man, I don't think any of us saw this coming with CJ at the beginning of the year.
No, I don't think nobody did, honestly. And it's just a credit to CJ, man. I just love the way that he goes about the game. I love watching him after the game when he talks about, just praising God. Like he just feels like a veteran. He looks and feels like a veteran. But shout out to Cleveland. The fact that Cleveland was here with all the injuries they had, you got to shout the Browns out for that. I mean, they're gonna probably be, a nice team next year with everybody coming back. I mean, they lost Chubb. I believe they lost a couple linemen, some safeties. Yeah. So the fact that they were there, it's shout out to Cleveland on that. But hey, CJ gonna be a problem, man, for many years to come, man. And I'm here for it. I'm ready to see it.
Yeah. And I think Houston's defense doesn't get enough credit either. I mean, the way they shut down that offense. I mean, granted, Flacco had 300 yards, but it was 2 picks. Right. Green Hunt was shut down on 26 yards rushing and a touchdown. And Njoku did his thing on 96 receiving yards, but for the most part, they just couldn't withstand the punches, and they couldn't keep up score wise. And Flacco, I mean, granted, it was a fairy tale story, but if you look at his numbers since he's been a starter, I think he had more interceptions than touchdowns.
He's a gunslinger.
Yeah. So, they're definitely. I mean, he threw 46 passes. Threw a lot. I mean, because they were down too. So, shout out to Houston, man. That's going to be a fun game to watch next week. We'll talk about that a little bit later. We're going to move on to Kansas City, Miami, man. That was another game. I can't remember who I picked.
This game really. Shout out to Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs.
It was like
they did their thing. I just didn't like how flat the Dolphins looked, man. The Dolphins didn't really have no fight in them, man. They did look cold. They definitely looked cold, but man, I saw Tyreek Hill getting jammed up, getting pushed to the ground. He did have one big drive, but besides that, it wasn't too much going on with Tua. And watching this game, I just didn't realize how unathletic Tua is. Like Tua is a sitting, he can't move. His pocket presence is horrible. He doesn't move his feet too much. And that Chiefs defense have ramped up a lot. I think we need to kind of look at that. I think they're finally healthy, got everybody back, but the Chiefs defense has really shut down Miami, man. Chiefs might be a team we might want to watch out for in these playoffs if that defense keep playing like this.
You can't keep looking past them. They proved us no matter what the season looked like, regular season, they're here for the playoffs. But I will go back and say, mixed in with that coldness too, Miami looked like they didn't really want to be there. Once they start getting hit, they definitely on the ground, hitting that ground, coming from the Miami weather.
Yeah,
I mean, Tua threw 39 passes for 199 yards. So it was a lot of dump down, a lot of check down,
screens.
A lot of screens.
Felt like Justin Fields was out there.
Yeah,
they just Justin Fields.
Right.
But yeah, man, it just looked like, hey, that cold got to him. You getting punched in the mouth, you hitting on that cold ground. Hey, man, it's just
It's tough.
Worked in the Chiefs' favor because Mahomes wasn't great. He just did enough.
Yeah.
And Pacheco, man, sometimes he runs the ball like he's Derrick Henry, man. Like that dude is tough. That dude is tough.
Yeah, he did carry some people.
What you think, Trill?
Oh man, anytime you got a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, man, you got a shot, regardless of what the field is like, the weather conditions. It don't matter. I mean, you can't bet against Patrick Mahomes, and I think he did enough, obviously, to get past Miami. Like y'all said, man, it just felt like Miami wasn't ready for this game, and I said this was gonna happen. You gotta think about it, man. It was cold as shit out there. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I mean, they just wasn't. I feel like they wasn't prepared for this game, and it showed in Tua. It showed in the offense. The offense wasn't really electric like it's been all year. But a credit to Kansas City defense as well, man. I'm ready to see Kansas City and Buffalo, see how that's gonna play, how that's gonna pan out.
Yeah.
All right, moving right along, man. Keep it moving. Buffalo gets past Pittsburgh, and that was another game where if I just kick it off. If Josh Allen doesn't turn the ball over, they're a great team on paper. As long as he's not turning the ball over, and he did this stuff. He threw. That's another low. He threw for 30 attempts for 200 yards. Did this 3 touchdowns, no picks, protecting the football. Mm-hmm. We knew there was gonna be kind of a game. The weather was crazy, so we knew it was gonna be one of them punching games. And at the end of the day, man, Mason Rudolph, it's not his fault, but
right,
he's not their guy.
No,
I mean, shout out to Mike Tomlin for getting in this position,
right.
But, I mean, It is what it is.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike Tomlin, man. They're coming there with a backup quarterback, and at one point they were down by only 7 points.
Yeah.
So I mean, Mike Tomlin, he does pretty well with what he has. Time after time we've seen that. But yeah, like you said with Josh Allen, he don't turn the ball over. He's that guy. He's number 1, number 2 in the NFL when he don't turn the ball over. So. Yep. If he could, that's another sneaky team too in the playoffs, the Bills. Mm-hmm. On the AFC side, if the Bills get rolling, man, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, man. But I definitely saw the Bills winning this game just because, Steelers were playing with a backup. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really not too much. I mean, I wasn't surprised by the outcome of this game. The real test is going to be for them, going forward, with, playing Kansas City coming up. But I mean, again, shout out Mike Tomlin. This team wasn't supposed to be here. But we talked about it. He finds a way every year, you know what I'm saying? And He had a backup quarterback. So I mean, I think we all expected Buffalo to just run past Pittsburgh. They was missing TJ Watt as well.
Right.
Yeah, like you said, man, if Josh Allen protects the ball, Buffalo is a scary team. But like I said, the real test is gonna be this coming week. So we're gonna see what he does.
Yeah, my only concern with Buffalo, and this doesn't happen a lot, but hey, man, it shouldn't. I know he's a big bruising guy. That's what he does. He's a runner, but Josh Allen, eight rushes for 74 yards. I saw a lot of. He's running the ball a lot. He's getting hit a lot. Now he escaped. He good, but why? You got Jan. Keep doing what you're doing. Give the ball to James Cook. Now if it works for you, in the playoffs, I guess it's okay.
Yeah.
Long term, man. Like he's running the ball a lot. He takes a lot of heat.
Yeah. I feel you, but I mean, I also feel like Josh Allen is built for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like he's built to do what he does. And I don't think him taking hits, I don't think it phases him as much.
He is go ahead. My bad.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna piggyback on what you say. He is a big, strong guy. And it's crazy because coming out of college, I didn't see that in him. I thought he was going to be like a straight pocket passer. I knew he could move, but when you say, like James Harden said, I am the system, that's who Josh Allen has become.
Definitely the system.
He is the system in Buffalo.
Man. Side note, do you ever watch some of Cam Newton stuff he has on some of his takes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't get into that next week because he says a lot of interesting things that kind of I agree with. Sometimes it feel like bitter guy who's not in the league anymore guy. And but it just crossed my mind. We move on, but we'll talk about that next week. He said some things that kind of made me go, Tampa Bay and the Eagles. Whew. The fact that nobody was fired from the Eagles organization that I know of as of right now is a tragedy to the whole Eagles organization. There's no way. But you know what? We're not surprised. If you watch this show, we all said as a group, they would look like they want somebody to beat them every week. They escape these victories at the last second. They don't play. I don't just see the team like the team out there. Like they don't play as a team. It looks like nobody's high-fiving. Nobody's picking each other about the ground. I seen one of the Eagles fall on the ground and walked. He stepped over him. Like what's going on, man?
I'm telling y'all, like I said last week, man, something was going on in that locker room, and it showed, and it just shows on the field week in and week out.
Yeah,
like there's no way that for a team to be, at the beginning of the year they was like the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we was like, oh, Philly gonna be in the Super Bowl. And then for you to turn around, I think they lost the last 6 games or something like that. Yeah. And then you lose to Baker Mayfield in the playoffs. I'm like, come on now, something's going on. Then you got, Kelsey retired after the game, like literally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then, they showed him on the sideline with the tight end was getting into it with Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? Like something was off in that locker room, and it showed on the field. So I wasn't surprised. Tampa Bay won like they won. I said Tampa Bay was going to win this game, but I feel like at this point, they got to make some changes. And I think Nucho probably going to touch on this, but they start with their head coach. Like their head coach ain't shit. And we can see that with this team.
Yeah. I think where the Eagles went wrong at is firing a defensive coordinator. How can I preach to you that we all in this together? And then I demote the defensive coordinator, bring a new head in, and now he's running the defense. Like as a player, I can't respect that. Like I can't respect the coach. I'm not respecting you because I'm like, how you say we in this together, but you done brought in Matt Patricia, a guy that's not good, not known for this, not known for having a good defense. I think as soon as they heard Matt Patricia's name, the players was like, damn, y'all done brought in Matt Patricia, So what happened with the Eagles in Tampa Bay, I'm not shocked because they've been leaning that way, 1 for 6 in their last 7 games in the regular season. So I wasn't shocked. No A.J. Brown. And what I really didn't understand is that, and I'm gonna take up for my boy because he's still my quarterback. Jalen Hurts had a horrible season. A lot of turnovers. Not good. You don't hear about it. Dak Prescott has a horrible season. They going in. I'm telling you.
You know why, though. You guys.
Nobody talk about how bad Jalen Hurts has been playing.
Comes with that star on your helmet, man.
Nobody talking about how bad Jalen Hurts regressed. So
I guarantee, if he was a Cowboy, it'd be on him. But something about that star, y'all know it. Y'all know it.
Definitely.
But let me piggyback what you said about this. In Philadelphia. I'm gonna do my Shannon Sharp impression. Matt Patricia, is an organization destroyer.
Mm-hmm.
We hired him in Detroit after we hired the guy, the GM, the assistant GM from the Patriots. He fired the guy we were talking about yesterday, Nucho, the ex-defensive coordinator, Schwartz. Fire him. Bring in Matt Patricia. The Patriots at that time had the second to worst defense for the past 2 years. This is who we bring in as our head coach. Immediately he gets there, he gets into it with that's probably what happened. So he got into it with their cornerback, Darius Slay.
Yeah,
that's why we got Darius Slay.
Yeah,
Quadre Diggs. That's why he's in Seattle. Those are our top guys on defense.
Right.
He went in and kind of set this precedent. Oh, this is my team, and got rid of the players who spoke up.
Right.
So we had the worst tenure in the season during his time there.
Yeah.
And then for him to go to Philadelphia, knowing him and Slay had this bad blood, now you promote him to be a play caller. He walks around with a pencil in his ear. His playbook is laminated, so you're not making any changes on your playbook.
Not making any changes.
Not doing anything. That's not intimidating. It's intimidating when you got Tom Brady on the other side scoring points for you.
Right.
It's intimidating when you have those linebackers that they had, Ty Law, all them back in the day.
Yeah.
Not now. You know he ain't writing shit down.
Right.
It irritates.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's toxic. He's toxic. The fact that he's on anybody's sidelines.
So as soon as he got word, you don't think Darius Slay was nudging the players?
Yeah. I'm watching this game.
Damn.
I watched the game on the Madden, not Madden, but the Peyton and Eli they thing on ESPN2 watching this game. Ray Lewis is on there. Ray Lewis says that's some of the worst tackling I've seen in all of football.
Mm-hmm.
He said they're not in it mentally. They're not in this game.
Yeah.
The defense especially. I have the fact that it was so many open players. I understand it's busted coverage, but it was consistent.
Yeah. There was a lot of missed tackles in that game.
Man, he threw for 337 yards and 3 touchdowns. When have you ever seen Baker Mayfield have that kind of game?
Boy.
Right. He
looked like Tom Brady.
Yeah. Tampa Bay only scored 9 points against the Panthers not too long ago. Maybe 2 weeks ago.
They won the division because another team just couldn't win the last game.
That's wild.
He does not need to be on anybody's sideline. He's toxic, and they know that. So you bring this guy in and then promote him. That's you not knowing your history. Because anywhere in the world, you're your top cornerbacks had beef with this guy. You bring him in and promote him. I'm sorry, I just had to get that off my chest because I saw that. Like, why is he there? Why is he there? So, but anyway, man. Hey, Tampa Bay moves on. They come to Detroit. It's gonna be a very interesting game. Very, very interesting. We'll get to that in a little bit. Last but not least, I know you guys don't want to talk about it. We talked about it. We've seen it because that's the first thing everybody talk about the next day. We talked about it, so we'll let you guys. I'll give you guys a floor, man. I don't know.
I mean, we talked about it, man. I'm gonna say honestly, like I was surprised how unprepared we looked. It just didn't look like we was prepared. Like, and for me as a Cowboy fan, like I get a vibe before the first kickoff, like every game. And I'm gonna be honest when I say this, I kind of knew we was gonna lose this game. One thing that stood out to me was the body language. And if you go back and watch that game, before the first kickoff, they showed Dak. And Dak had this look on his face like he already threw an interception. And for me, that told me, like, this is not going to go good. When I said earlier, when this game would start, I said one player that I feared the most was Aaron Jones. We saw what he did. 3 touchdowns. You know, he's back in Texas, his hometown, his home state, I should say. He went crazy. Then our defense. I don't know what the hell was going on with our defense. Like, we had so many blown coverages, players wide open. Gilly couldn't defend Dobbs for nothing. Dobbs was open the whole game. Like, it was just bad. The defensive side of the ball, it was just horrible. We just couldn't get right. We couldn't get right. As far as the offensive side of the game, I mean, I don't know what was going on. You know, Dak being Dak in the playoffs, like you cannot turn the ball over. You got to protect that ball. When you throw in pick 6, it's a wrap. So, I mean, it hurts just because, you know, we had it lined up. We was a number 2 seed. We was guaranteed 2 home games. You know what I'm saying? You know, possibly could have hosted the game depending on what happened with the 49ers. But, you know what I'm saying? We back home. We going home. First round exit. I'm sure nobody's surprised. That's just what we do. We fucking choke in the playoffs, and that's what the hell we did. So back to the drawing board. Shout out to Jordan Love, though. Jordan Love did his thing, too. I mean, that boy looked like he was just on another level. He was just completing all kind of passes, throwing off his back foot. He was just going crazy. So, Like I said, it was a lot of unknowns, especially with this receiving core that they got. It was receivers making plays. I was like, damn, who was that? You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Like, but hey, man, Green Bay move on. Shit, we headed home. So it is what it is.
Yeah, they had guys like Luke Musgrave, Dontavian Wicks, Tucker Kraft. We know Christian Watson and we know Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed didn't catch one. He had 3 targets. But yeah, man, it's just that was a game where I think, and I could be mistaken, that you guys kind of looked past Green Bay. Here's a team that didn't win the division. Jordan Love still is unproven. We thought we didn't know who he was. But I think you guys been saying it for weeks. That run defense. And a shout out to that coaching staff, Matt LaFleur and those guys, looking, saying, "Oh, okay, we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna attack them on the ground first." Because Jordan Love only threw 21 passes.
Yep.
So Aaron Jones got hot, man, and that was it. And yeah, Zoe would agree. I mean, it's us looking from the outside, it looked like they looked past them.
They definitely did. They definitely did. I mean, it showed on the field, man. We gotta do something with that defense, man. I went back and watched. I forget the cat name, but he like breaks down like certain plays. It was so many plays where our linebackers was out of position, and it was like they were scared to tackle. You know what I'm saying? Like it just looked horrible. Michael Parsons, where are you at, man? Me and Nuce have been calling for you. This was an opportunity for you to, you know what I'm saying, step up in the big game. Of course, he went missing again. We got people to, they feel some type of way when we call Michael Parsons out, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, you're the top defender on the team. Where was you at? We didn't see you. Only time I saw Michael Parsons when he got blocked by Aaron Jones and he was holding his ribs and he ran to the sideline. So
that's wild. Yeah, and I'm opposite sides when it comes to the Michael Parsons thing, and I'm like, man, he's just too good of a talent. Y'all being too hard on him. But watching that game play for play, like especially if he knows he's getting double or triple team, he kind of takes a step back. Like, all right, I'm not gonna go hard. I get it. You're not gonna go hard every play. But when I seen, and I just use a different example. When I watched Aaron Donald play against us, he knows he's getting double triple team. He gives 110 effort every play. Yeah, he's 30 plus years old. So at that point, man, yeah, it's just a one. But the rest of that defense has stepped up. I know you're not blaming only him, but that run defense, something has changed.
Definitely has to change. We got to get some aggressive ass linebackers that's willing to go in there and get dirty. We don't have that. We got safeties playing linebacker, and then they guess in the running lanes, and they're out of position. That's why Aaron Jones went crazy like he did, man. Like they got to clean it up. My thing is this too, like. I don't know what Dan Quinn was thinking. Like, we've been running man this whole year.
Y'all said that. That's wild.
And then he switches up to zone and just, Jordan Love picked it apart. Like, I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get it.
It looked like y'all never played zone before. There was so many busted plays.
Too many.
Like, we were talking about it. I'm like, hey, are they? It can't be that difficult not to be in your spot. But if there's something that you're not running consistently with that team, like it's hard to switch all. This way, we're gonna switch over the zone. Why did y'all think I needed to make that change? If it was working, at least stopping the passing game at some point. Why change? I wonder what he saw to say, oh, okay, we're gonna switch it up this week.
I do not know, bro. I've been trying to figure it out since we lost that game, man. And I mean, now he's being interviewed, and when I say he, I'm talking about Dan Quinn, obviously. He's been interviewed to, for head coaching jobs. It's like, really though, like, what did you do? Like, I mean, everything looked good in the regular season, but for me, especially as a Cowboy fan, only thing that matters is that postseason, them playoffs. Yep. And what did you do in the playoffs? You gave up what, 48 points? Was it 48? 48, I believe.
Yeah, it was 48. Yeah,
48 points. Like, what's up? Like, it makes no sense.
I mean, and then the offense put in bad positions too, to where defense on the field a lot. And hey, that's one of them things you gotta get off the field. As far as Dan Quinn, hey man, that's the NFL. You can't, like I said, Patricia had the worst defense in the league during this regular season, got a head coaching job. So
yeah,
it's about who you know too. It's all about who you know, who organization is going to. But yeah, because you guys, so we talk about Cowboys and Lions all the time, and it's definitely tiers to it. Now, before this season, we can definitely say, Lions fans may get upset, but I'm a realist. It's two different tiers. You guys are striving for, second round, third round, Super Bowl or bust.
yeah.
We're just trying to get in the conversation. Now that we're in the conversation, now we can jump to the next tier if we do this consistently. Mm-hmm. So we get where you guys coming from, saying that 12-5 first round exit is not good enough for us as a Cowboy. It's not just being a Cowboy; it's the tier that you guys are on.
Yeah.
So, I just had a comment. Zoe said, "Play zone because." Oh, I mean, did they? Yeah, I don't know. Did they come out of zone or they switch because of the running or?
Bro, I don't know what Dan Quinn was on. To be honest with you, like at the end of the day, it just didn't make sense. Oh man, it's crazy, man. Like, what I'm saying? The thing that kills me the most is that, what I'm saying, like last offseason, what I'm saying, we made the trade for Brandon Cooks. It was like, okay, we got a true number 2 for CD. And then you go trade for, Gilly. And then, Gilly comes in, he's supposed to be on the opposite side, of course, Trayvon Diggs, obviously. You know what I'm saying? You do all these things. You draft Mozzie Smith to shore up the run defense. I don't even really recall him even seeing the field in the playoff game, if I'm not mistaken.
I know y'all been asked about Mozzie a lot this season. Is he a rookie?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you do all these things because of what happened last year to make sure that we get to where we need to go for this year. And nobody, what I'm saying, they didn't show up, man. I know Gilly was hurt, what I'm saying, but at the same time, it's like it was one play where he just was out of position and Dobbs just messed him up on the route, you know what I'm saying? And, I understand he was hurt, but it was his shoulder. That has nothing to do with his legs and his IQ. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it was just bad, bro. It was just bad.
Well, I mean, the plus side, if you want to take it as a plus side, you get Diggs coming back. So you see Diggs and Bland together, which would probably be very fun to watch. Everybody stay healthy. So you got that to lean on. So, yeah, I mean, but the thing is, you guys are always in the conversation. So, but I know you guys are striving for more than that.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to my home team, man, and we did it. It was when we won and when that clock hit 0, I was excited. I was, like, oh man, we did it. I'm like, man, we got bigger fish to fry. Yeah, that's fun. Like we 12-5, so that's a game not expected to win. I ain't gonna say that, but it quickly went to, oh, we got another round to play. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy. First thing, yeah. But this team is good. And hey, man, Stafford and the boys took us to the limit. Like it took a heck of a golf play. The play golf made that pass to St. Brown to basically ice the game.
Still the game, yeah. It was clutch.
And shout out to St. Brown, man. It's crazy he didn't make the Pro Bowl, but he's an All-Pro player. I don't know how that works, but hey, man, I must say, man, we took care of business. It was a tough game. Our secondary. I posted on Facebook during the game. Is there any way at halftime we can go sign some cornerbacks? Is there a way we can find somebody, just anybody in the stadium, anybody? Because Puka Nacua, 9 catches for 181 yards.
That boy's a dog, man. That boy Puka's a dog, man.
And he gets the ball, and he instantly turns to a tight end because you can't bring him down on the first hit.
Yeah.
And he's so strong. But we endured all that. Got the dub. We on to the next round. We got the matchup that we wanted. Obviously, we didn't want to play the Eagles, but shoot, I don't know. Probably after what we saw, probably would want the Eagles now. But what'd you think of the game?
I mean, it was a good game, man. Originally I was only going off of, my Detroit homies vibes, you know what I'm saying? It just felt like Stafford was just trying to come in there and just tear it up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy for y'all boys, man. That it was a great game. Jared Goff, man, I've been telling y'all from the jump, like y'all was ready to trade Goff. I was like, man, y'all need to stick with that boy. And he's showing up and showing out, man. I'm really happy for Jared Goff, man, for real, for real. But yeah, man, it was a hell of a game, man. I'm glad y'all came through with the dub, man. I feel like y'all, if I had to pick a team, man, I feel like y'all gonna get there to the championship. I think it's lined up for y'all to get to the championship. I don't see Tampa Bay beating y'all. The little Baker Mayfield magic will end in Detroit or whenever y'all play.
We beat them earlier.
Yeah. I think y'all gonna get to the NFC Championship. Y'all probably gonna have to see them Niners. But hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all got the run game to beat anybody, in my opinion. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? That running offense, it travels, and it definitely travels in the playoffs. So I feel like if y'all can establish the run game against, you know, whoever y'all face, you know, Tampa Bay this week and whoever, you know, after that, hey, y'all can get there, man. For real, for real.
We just, and I feel bad for Aaron Glenn because I think he's a great defensive coordinator. I just think we're just bad at corners. Our front seven is legit. I like the pass rush that we get. We got to our blitzing. I will say this: we blitzed a lot, and then we just watching play by play. The amount of times our linebackers and D linemen fall or trip or get hit or fall down on a blitz, it was so frustrating. We'll blitz 7. Somebody's falling. Like what? Why are we falling so much on these blitzes? But no, our cornerbacks. I'm talking to you, number 29. I'm talking to you, Sutton. Get it together. I'm so tired of him looking up at the receiver again. Nakua, I don't think he's the fastest guy in the world, but the route he ran made Sutton look like I was chasing him. He always is behind the receiver. I don't understand. He starts on the front, and Nakua didn't even do a move. He just ran past him. Simply just this sidestep and took off. Get it together.
I hope y'all get that together, man, and I hope that doesn't hurt y'all come, you know, against Tampa Bay. Because I mean, as much as I feel like y'all gonna win that game, we still got to watch Baker Mayfield. You know what I'm saying? Because he's coming to the game with confidence. He got a little momentum right now, you know, from based off of last week. So the corners they definitely better get it together, man. Because I would hate for y'all to, you know, fuck around and lose this game because y'all can't stop nobody on offense as far as passing, you know. But hey, we'll see what happens.
Well, it's been in our DNA for the past 5 to 6 weeks.
Yeah,
every star receiver is gonna get 50 plus yards. So just Mike Evans have a day. Everybody else, you gotta stop everybody else. That's how I look at it. It's like, man, while we play Madden, somebody go off, man, you're gonna get your yards. I'm gonna stop everywhere else. I can't stop Derrick Henry. I can't stop him when you got Derrick Henry.
Bring that shit up, bro.
Hey, man, that's just I'm still thinking about that. That dude is wild. All right, man. We go to the division round predictions.
Let's get it.
Quick. All right, first off, Texans at Ravens. Can be an interesting game because I think the Texans. He's a number 15. He's not number 2. He shouldn't be on anybody's roster as bad as he playing. Oh, okay, good zone. I give him that, but okay, well, we can't play zone every play, though. I'm sorry, we can't. Don't jinx this. Hey, we go hard for our fans, man. But I'll tell you. But yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I know I'm going with the Ravens, but I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I think the Texans they're playing motivated, man. And I think the way they play and their minds, the motivation they have, I think they can beat. In their minds, I think they can beat them. So it's gonna be for a very interesting game.
Yeah, it's gonna be hella interesting. I just like the matchup, CJ versus Lamar. You know, you got the rookie versus the veteran. 2 black quarterbacks, I might add. 2 quarterbacks I like, I will say too.
Yeah.
Me though, I'm picking this game. I'm gonna have to go with Baltimore.
Yeah.
I feel like this is Lamar Jackson's shit on him year. I think he's gonna continue to, you know what I'm saying, do his thing with that offense he has. It's gonna be a shootout. I will say that. You're gonna see CJ do his thing still, but I think Lamar Jackson. I think he carries the Ravens to a dub. Give me the Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm with you with that, and I think I like the way that Lamar spreading the ball around too, especially to his backs. And shout out to what's this Gus Edwards.
Yeah, running back.
Yeah, fullback / running back. Hey, they use him a lot. Yeah, I'm picking Baltimore to win, but I can see Houston. That defense is so underrated.
It really is.
I wouldn't say underrated. They're not talking about it because there's a lot of players that I would say I just don't know. I know Stingley, I know Cashman, and Will Anderson 51. I know those guys, but hey, anything's possible, man.
I feel like if the Texans can make Lamar Jackson get uncomfortable, then they may have a shot. But if Lamar Jackson's in that pocket, if he gets real comfortable, it's a wrap.
That's the thing. He getting comfortable. You can't let him get comfortable. You can't let him get outside the tackles to make passes. You got to keep him in that pocket. Keep him in that pocket. All right. Packers at 49ers, man. I think the Packers defense is going to show up. That front seven, Warner, those guys, I think they're going to have a better – they're not going to let Aaron Jones run wild. They're going to force Aaron Jones to be a quarterback and make plays and throw more than 27 passes. They're going to make him uncomfortable. And I think also on that flip side, the Packers defense can make Purdy uncomfortable. I can see Shanahan a lot of screens, a lot of check down passes to Debo and Christian. I just think that teams is going to overwhelm them as far as offense, the way they keep those big boys running. Because the Packer has a big front four, big guys running. So I think to keep them tired, keep them bubble screen here, dump down here. I think that's the biggest game plan. Keep that defense running.
Yeah, the 49ers should win this game. Man, that offense, you got too many weapons on offense. I mean, you got to account for Kittle, Debo, Christian McCaffrey. So I think CMC is going to have a big game against Green Bay. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, Green Bay defense is not really all of that. I think just because of the high-power offense that the 49ers have, I think they're going to ride that offense into a victory. I think also, too, they got the defense to get after Love with the edges, you know what I'm saying? So, they got the defensive players to stop Jordan Love in that offense. I don't think they're going to go crazy like they did against us, the Cowboys. But give me the 49ers, man.
Yeah, I think the Packers having that win last week really gave him that extra motivation. I mean, granted, we talked about how the Cowboys just came out flat, and they took advantage of it. I don't see the 49ers coming out like that.
Not at home.
No. So, all right, we got the Chiefs going to Buffalo. How many times have we said that over the last 4 or 5 years? Chiefs and Bills, man. Shoot. And this was tough. You have the Bills at home. You can't talk about cold weather. They're both playing the cold, so that's out the door. I don't know. I honestly don't. Because you could say the way the Chiefs played last week, they took advantage of, the Dolphins being cold. And I just don't see Buffalo's defense playing that much out of character. But I think also going to be on Josh Allen. If he doesn't turn the ball over, I'm going with the Bills.
I'm also going with the Bills. I want to say what Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. What is he 0-2 against him in the playoffs?
Ooh,
if I'm not mistaken, I think he is.
I know they. The past not 2 times, but it's been 2 times where the Bills and Chiefs played in the playoffs to get to the AFC Championship.
So for me, if I'm Josh Allen, this is a must win, obviously, just because obviously you want your team to win and advance, obviously, but for his legacy standpoint, you don't want to be the guy that, hey, you couldn't beat Patrick Mahomes. So I think you're gonna see a Josh Allen. I think you're gonna see a motivated Josh Allen. like you said, if he does not turn the ball over, I think they have a real shot. I also feel like with the Chiefs, this might be the game where they can get exposed on not having really a pass catcher. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it's third and mid, or what I'm saying, third and long, like who can Patrick Mahomes go to in a crucial moment? You know what I'm saying? I don't really feel like he has that guy. I think they will, center their defense around, trying to stop Kelsey. Because I mean, even though Kelsey getting older, he can still wreck a game. So I feel like if they keep Kelsey in check, they ain't really got nobody else.
No, and Kelsey dropped a couple of crucial passes in that game. Like you blame him on cold weather, whatever it was, but he played unconditional. I mean, not unconditional. He played a character like. Couple passes, all of them passes, just dropped it, boom, like out of there. So Mahomes does really have to establish who that guy is going to be early on, because you don't want to let Josh Allen get hot and really protecting the ball. Because I noticed the Bills, and this may be cliche, they're not in a rush to score.
Right.
They take their time with these passes, dump down passes. They may air it out once in a while. For the most part, it's a grind. You got an option run with Allen. He may drop back and do a QB draw. There's nothing. They're not aiming to go downfield as much. I know Patrick Mahomes has been made to be that guy now without the second year without Tyreek Hill. Last year they got away with it because we didn't know those guys. They didn't defense know those guys they were throwing it to.
Right.
Now you see the offense has changed tremendously. So they really are going to be pretending on Pacheco to get the ball moving like he did last week.
For sure.
And last but not least, we got the Buccaneers going to Detroit. Detroit with another home game in the playoffs. And the city was crazy last week. I heard people couldn't get food ordered to the house. Everybody was backed up. The city was lit. Now we're back again. Our fans were incredible, man. Our fans, everybody loves their fans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, man, it's like growing up all my life rooting for this team and seeing, you see the guys crying. And I'm not going to cry. That's why I'm not going to cry. But you see it. I mean, Super Bowl, hey, it's tears coming out. I take a picture of the tears coming out. Super Bowl, I'm boo-hooing. I'm ugly crying.
Yeah.
But man, we just so proud of where they're playing, man. So I mean, I think we really have a chance to beat Tampa Bay. We beat them early in the season, regular season, but nobody really cares about regular season wins and losses. But we did. We took care of Mayfield. He couldn't really get into the zone. Hey, people were crying, man. It was fat. You know what I mean? People, diehard fans, man, who love not just the casual. Oh, I know. No, like, we ride for our team.
Hey, that just shows you, man. When you connect to your team, bro, you connected at the end of the day, man. Because I know me personally, what I'm saying, it's been a minute, since the Cowboys won it all. But when I was a youngin', we won it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you seen the parade. You seen that.
Yeah,
like,
I was at the parade, at a youngin'. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I really hope y'all, because my oldest son is a Detroit Lion fan.
Yeah, tell it, man. So that's so interesting. Like you can tell them how his son, like Trill, is a diehard Cowboys guy.
Everybody asks, like, how did this happen? Like, I'll be like, what the hell? But nah, the reason why he's a Detroit Lion fan, because when he was younger, he loved Transformers. Like, that was his thing. He loved the movie. And then you got Calvin Johnson, you know what I'm saying? Megatron. So, you know what I'm saying? From there, after that, it was a wrap. And he just been a diehard Detroit Lion fan. So, getting his, hearing him, he calling me, texting me like, hey, we got it. We're going to take it this year. I'm like, hey, y'all got a shot. So I hope y'all get it. So it'd be good to see it, for him. You know what I'm saying? He's a big Detroit Lion fan. So I'll be happy for him too. So.
And it's going to show, like, Calvin Johnson was like us is my age generation is Barry Sanders, like for what he did for the city and this for the team, being that guy who came in and game out, win or loss. Like only time he didn't play when he just completely broken. You see him now, his fingers is all everywhere, his back. Like he went hard for the city, man. And we like I hate the way the organization did him at the end. They're over it now, they're cool. He's back at the games. But that's cool. That's how my son was introduced by the Lions because of Megatron. like just because that name was cool and he played like Megatron. He played like a transformer. Like, to be that big, that fast, and dominant. And it's funny because those times it was fun playing against the Cowboys. Win or loss playing against y'all because it's going to be Dez Bryant versus Calvin. And you shaking your head. I get it. But we couldn't stand Dez Bryant because for somehow, some play, he's going to break one off. And you can see Calvin Johnson looking like this. And it was back and forth. So, we always respected Dez because they always think when they played, they brought out the best in each other.
They really did.
As far as receivers go.
They really did.
Let's see. They said if the Lions made the Super Bowl, will you all crying? No matter if they win or not, we'll make it happy. If we get to the Super Bowl, I'm crying. Championship game. It's coming down, bro. It's definitely gonna happen. And I'm gonna be. Y'all thought people was obnoxious in the chat. Whoo, but one game at a time.
One game at a time for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's gonna be a fun weekend to watch. Of course, we're gonna have it up. And then what I'm gonna start doing is on our pages, man. I'm gonna start putting more content on our Facebook page, our SED Podcast Facebook page. Just results, a little tidbits here and there. Being more interactive with our friends online. And so hey man, that's it, man. That's it for this week, man. Everybody enjoy the weekend, enjoy those games. Let us know in the comments how you feel about your team. Sorry, why not on screen? I was talking to Marvin. Yeah, Marvin's wild. You're not on screen. So that being said, man, anything you want to say for the people to be?
Oh man, just shout out to everybody that's tuned in. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all support. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't gotta be here. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but y'all here with us.
Man.
So shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to the whole squad. Shout out Mon Viz. I don't know what happened with Nucha. I think he said his internet went out. Yeah, so hopefully he gets his power back on. And hey, we appreciate y'all rocking with us for real.
What's up, Tydreek, man? Baker throwing 9 picks. Get ready, man. I hope so.
Hey,
I hope so. That'd be a blessing. For them all. I do like our pass rush against him though. Whew. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right, so next week, man, same time, join us. We will be getting to a little bit more NBA stuff as less NFL games are being played. We'll transition to NBA, man. We got a lot to talk about with some of the teams out here. The Lakers, for sure. All right, man. Hey, we out. Appreciate you guys.
Have a good night.